In control against Artosis debate and keep going back and forth.
That'll be easy.
More field stabilized. Wanna turn up the heat? We gotta move.
What is up, everyone? Welcome to State of the Game for May 23rd, 2013. My name is JP McDaniel, and joining me on the show today, I'm amongst winners. We have all winners this week from the WCS, two of them from Europe and one of them from US as well. Sorry, I meant WCS Global. But anyways, let's introduce them. mOOnGLaDe going on into the round of 8 over in Premier. Congratulations on your win. How are you doing?
Thank you very much. I'm doing very well, thank you. Feeling pretty good.
We'll get to talking to you about New York here pretty soon. Todd and Grubby, you guys have actually just won your matches to get into Premier earlier this evening for you. It's this afternoon for us over here in the U.S. So, Todd, first off, congratulations on your match.
Thanks, man.
And
But
what's
Grubby
up?
deserves more credit. He beat MC.
I know.
all Grubby.
I was getting to him next. Grubby taking out MC yesterday, I think 2-0. And then defeating Nerchio today 2-1. Congratulations to you as well for making it into Premier. Now, with both of you in Premier, do you actually just secretly hate each other because you might end up playing each other? Or is it still a mutual friendship between the two of you?
I was just telling Todd that about 7 years ago we both had a pretty big challenge coming up in WEM 2006. He was going up against Sky, a person who he traditionally lost to, and I was going up against Moon, a person who was 35-0 in Night Elf versus Orc. And Todd beat Sky first. Like, what was it, 3-0? Was it 3-0?
Yeah, I think so.
And I was like, I didn't even go to watch him. We were teammates and friends, but I didn't even go to watch because I was so sure he was going to lose. When I saw him win, I was really...
Well, I didn't even know that. Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Anyway, you probably thought you were going to lose too. So when I saw he won, I was so motivated, and I was even more motivated to win my match too. That's why I'm wearing this jacket, WG 2006. And then I knew I had to win my game too. So.
I did not even realize until the chat pointed it out that this has kind of turned into a Warcraft 3 show. So now instead of the Day 9s and the Artosis and the In Controls and the Nonis bringing up Brood War, I'm just going to get Warcraft 3 references the entire show and be lost even more. So
it's about time.
Yeah. So try to keep that tone down a little bit. But I want to just kind of go through each of you and just ask what you've been up to. So mOOnGLaDe, you've been in New York now for a little bit less than 7 days. Is that correct?
Yep. When did I fly in? I flew on like the 17th or something like that. So it's almost been a week. And yeah, hanging out in New York City and playing WCS pretty much and trying to catch some of the stats when I can. And yeah, it's a really cool city. I really like this place.
So we were talking, I think about a week and a half ago, saying this was your first trip to how you referred to it as the Big Apple. You wouldn't even call it New York. You were very touristy about that, which I enjoyed. What have you done outside of StarCraft in New York? Like, what have you seen? Did my friend end up taking you to all those restaurants?
He didn't take me anywhere, but it was kind of my fault because the day after I qualified for the round of 8, I kind of just took the day off and went sightseeing for the day and I checked out like Times Square and Empire State Building and Central Park. So I got some sightseeing in. And yeah, it's a really easy city to navigate because everything's numbered on the streets. So it's just like finding that street number, then walking up it. So yeah.
Coolest thing you've seen in New York so far? What is it?
I think Times Square was pretty damn cool. It's pretty crazy. Just massive billboards everywhere with all these giant TVs and stuff. And yeah, it was pretty interesting. Yeah, that's probably my favorite thing so far.
How's MLG been treating you? What are I've heard a lot about this apartment that they apparently got for all the pro players. What is that actually like?
It's a really nice apartment. It's like very big, so there's like plenty of room for everyone. And it's a little bit noisy there, because it is in like the middle of the city on Madison Avenue, so it's like a lot of traffic at any time. And I've been woken up a few times at like 4 a.m. from giant trucks beeping. But besides that, it's pretty nice. It's an awesome location, and I think it's very expensive to have a place there. The internet there is kind of not the best, but the MLG office is only like 2 blocks away, so you can just walk there for practice in the afternoons.
And right now, you are currently staying at the Clarity House, the gaming house.
Yep.
There, is that correct?
Staying in the Clarity House now. It's kind of a way away. It's like an hour or two away from the center of New York, but it's not too bad. I got picked up, and it's a really nice house.
Awesome. Well, we'll get back to your StarCraft 2 matches, but first I want to talk to Todd. Todd, you took a break from casting, and Apollo kind of stepped in, and you ended up getting into Challenger. Now you're in Premier League. What have the past 2 weeks kind of been like for you as a player, getting a new sponsorship with XMG? As I see you're wearing the shirt proudly now. What has that whole process been like for you?
I'm not sure he's saying I took a break. Is correct. It depends how you mean it. I think lots of people misunderstood what's happened with the round of 16 of WCS Europe, where I was never supposed to cast it. When I was asked to cast WCS, it was always for round of 32 and then the playoffs. So I wasn't told suddenly you're not going to be casting the round of 16. But anyway, if you didn't mean that at all, yes, I was taking a break. I did not cast it, and I've been back home, and I kind of missed it, to be honest. I think I was having lots of fun with Skylaris, casting the tournament, and having to watch is definitely a different experience. Not necessarily a bad one. I mean, I was at home eating snacks, watching the games. It was good fun and all. But it was different these days. I was more focusing on my play, practicing lots of ladder games, and trying to develop myself as a player, not nearly as much as a caster. But tomorrow, reverting things back, I'm traveling to Germany to cast the playoffs. So again, I'm going to have to switch into caster mode for that.
Are you finding that balance somewhat hard to keep? I mean, we've seen players like, probably, I guess, most famously in Control, try to balance those two, and it seems like he's kind of starting to side with casting now. Do you see yourself, if results aren't warranting you to continue playing, ever going that route?
Yeah, probably. The thing is, whenever I'm playing, I miss casting, and whenever I'm casting, I miss playing. So I'm always happy and I'm always unhappy. That's the thing I'm having a hard time dealing with right now. But since I seem to be doing decently well with both, so I guess I should be rather happy than not. And I'm going to try and keep on doing that for as long as I can.
How much was getting into Premier today when you ended up defeating your opponent? Like, how much of a release was that? Finally getting into Premier League for yourself.
I was really happy, obviously. It had been a very long time. I hadn't had a very good result like this, and I do think I was working very hard, sometimes less than other, but I did practice a lot for a very long time. I went to Korea, then I didn't have great results in StarCraft overall in all of the tournaments that I attended. So now finally it seemed like it all paid off at once. And although I was really happy about qualifying, I was like, oh man, maybe I cannot cast next season. So I was pretty bummed about this, but you never know.
Kalaris was definitely referencing that he almost didn't want you to win because he wanted you as a caster. I'm sure you didn't hear that because you obviously weren't watching the stream, but I also like that you spoiled the stream because they put a delay on it. It was so funny because
I was like so happy.
I was watching the stream and
So bad manner.
I looked over and I see I'm forgetting your opponent for some reason. I see Thorzane, Thorzane tweet, and he's like, I think he said something to the effect of like, whenever you play bad, it really sucks on that certain day or something like that. And I was like, wait a minute, Todd's about to actually win right now. This is happening, and a couple seconds later, you ended up tweeting like, yes, I'm so excited, I'm so happy. The match still had like 5 or 10 minutes.
Talking?
Am I lagging out on you? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah,
I
I
don't
can
hear
hear you.
anything.
Oh. Grubby's trolling me, guys. Oh, okay, Grubby's going out. He'll join the call here in a second. But yeah, you definitely spoiled it, and it was funny.
I think Thorzane spoiled it before Todd did, though.
Oh, that's definitely true. That's
Yeah,
definitely
yeah.
true.
So come on, it's not Todd's fault.
All right,
Good
all
job.
right.
Good job, Todd. Good job.
It's Thorzane's fault. It's Thorzane's fault. Well,
Look
that
at
was,
Grubby's peak.
yeah, I like. Let's show that one more time. I do like Grubby's picture. I think that's
Oh,
very
good.
fitting.
He's so shameless. Is he trolling us right now, you think? Or he actually disconnected?
No. He's back. He's back. Turn on your
Sick
your
picture,
cam,
bro.
Grubby. We were all marveling at your sick orc picture on Skype. If you can hear us, that is. I think he's still having issues, but he can hear us. Oh, it keeps disconnecting. Well, it'll sort itself out here. Todd, I'll just keep going with you. Maybe we could just talk about the matches themselves. I guess start off with the match prior to round of 16 and just kind of starting off in that league. What were those like, and can you kind of talk them through us, or talk us through them rather?
My first match was against Soke in Challenger League, and I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, the last 2 times that I played him in tournaments, I beat him, but it was Wings of Liberty. So I had that going for me, but these days he was playing pretty well. He just finished second in the EPS Germany, just losing to Hazuops with 3-1, I believe. Before that, he beat my teammate Monchi, so I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So it was pretty close games. I ended up getting pretty fortunate in winning. I was really happy already, but it was still 2 more rounds to go. And to be honest, I wasn't very confident being able to make it. I was already very happy to be in Challenger League, but making it to Premier seemed like another level. So then comes Slivko. I prepared pretty hard for him. I watched lots of replays. I tried to study his style, and the games really went my way, except the one I lost, in which I just executed the strategy I went for a little bit too poorly. I knew he liked Broodlords, so I was planning on shutting him down completely with Tempest if he went for Broodlords. So in first game, that's what I did, and then after that, he still tried again, but he didn't do it in the same way, at least. It did look like he was more scared of early on aggressions, and he didn't do it as greedily. So yeah, I won against Slivko, and then today I was up against Thorzane, who's one of the fan favorites. And Terran is my worst matchup. I don't know how to win against Terran. I do very bad on ladder versus Terran, so I still try to forget about that and focus on just doing as well as I could, given the circumstances. I watched lots of Pro League VODs, and then I decided that it was best to go for an all-in the first game to make him scared for the rest of the series, so that even if I failed, he would be playing in a scared mode, basically, where he wouldn't play as greedy as he usually does, because he does like to play greedy with lots of upgrades, 3 command centers. So I played it very aggressive, and then it ended up working out for me. I was very far behind after the first mines detonated on my probes. So after I won, I was really relieved, and I knew that I had already set the pace for the whole series. And in the second game, I opened the same way with 2 forges very early on. But this time I was planning on playing macro with a 3rd base and faking Templar play. So getting a couple Archons going into Colossus. And again, it worked perfectly because he really thought I was going to commit to this. He made barracks, he walled himself in, and he played very defensive, which gave me enough space to take the entire map, put Templars everywhere, attacking to Colossus, get lots of Colossus, put on pressure the entire game, and then he was just not able to defend well enough to be able to win at the end, basically.
In game 1 versus Thorzane, when you were pushing his, I believe it was his 3rd, you were definitely waiting for the drop to happen, right? You knew that was coming in some fashion, correct?
You mean the drop in my base?
Yeah, the drop at like 5:30. You were definitely waiting for that before you pushed out, correct?
Well, I pushed out much later than that. Yeah, I knew he was probably going to open with some quick medivac drop, but I don't know why. For some reason, I didn't see the minimap. And I didn't see that he dropped some mines in my main, so he did some damage, but yeah, if you mean that, it was a big mistake from my part. I lost about 4 to 6 probes there, which is huge in start of a game.
Right.
But later on, when I moved out and I was going to go for a push, there is the possibility for him to drop, but here not really, because he was playing mech. So at best, he drops 2 Hellbats, and then I warp some units. I was on lots of gateways, so I wasn't really scared of drops anymore.
And then when you did finally attack his 3rd base, how much do you think, I referenced this to you when we were speaking earlier, but how much do you think those illusions helped you with the tank fire? Did that win that battle for you?
It helped a lot, but I moved my army a little bit poorly. Like I ran into his a few times with move command during that. I don't know why. I misclicked a bit. So to be honest, before this attack, I thought that I had lost because he had the third base much earlier than I did. I wasn't even planning on taking a third, and I thought he would have enough to hold me. And I was like, oh, I guess YOLO, let's go. But then,
Man,
then
don't
I
say
attack
that,
it,
Todd. Take
What?
that out of your vocabulary.
The chat is going to go wild.
Oh my god. Just don't say YOLO, Todd. I beg you. Oh god. Grubby, you're back? You good?
That's all he could say. Todd is speechless. He was going to say YOLO like the whole time.
He stumped. He stumped. Grubby, you can hear us now? All is well?
Yeah, I can hear you guys.
Cool.
I'm back.
Cool.
I'm well,
So
sure.
let's before we even jump to your matches, what have you been up to? Have you just I mean, I see you streaming all the time. You kind of not traveling all that much unless it's to a WCS event. What have you been doing outside of StarCraft?
Well, not too exciting for the StarCraft world, but we were renovating our house a little bit because we just moved like this cupboard upstairs and this cupboard downstairs, new carpet, new laminate floor. So I've been busy with that for like 3 weeks. So anytime I had, I would stream or practice. I wanted to stream more because but I was practicing for WCS. I didn't have as much time as I'd like to prepare in actual pure games. So I just had to think a lot about it. And I had a friend in the Netherlands, and he helped me with some kind of program that helps me to organize my strategies better, all in one place, because I got like notes everywhere, right? I'm writing on the wallpaper, and I'm gauging and writing with blood on the wall and the windows, and like on the notepad and on the computer and in my email, and now it's all in one place. So even though I didn't have a lot of time, this helped me to organize my strategies more in one place, and that's why I think I was able to have good luck on my side in the second and third round against MC and Nerchio. So been really busy with the house and practicing whenever I could. And also, this is maybe a little bit of a downer on the evening, but my grandma's health wasn't too well. She was doing poorly. She's doing better now, but I felt it was very urgent and important to me to just visit her as much as I could. So StarCraft 2 will take a backseat to that, of course. So
Sure.
This is what I've been up to.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear that. Let's talk about your round of 24 match against MC. Definitely, probably one of the most talked about matches this week, and deserved, or I can't even say the word. It's definitely should be talked about. What going into that match, did you think it was going to be a 2-0? Did you? I mean, do you ever think that going into any match? I guess is the better question.
I felt like all of my games were going to be a 2-0, but that was more, let's say, a Jedi mind trick of confidence than really believing that I was the favorite in every series. Just, I felt like if my strategies would go well, if it would go my way, then it would go well. But I was very, very worried, especially about MC and Nerchio. So it was a very good mixture of worry and also thinking like I'm going to be okay if luck's on my side. So luckily the games ended up going well for me.
Was there ever a point in regrettably, I did not watch those games, so I can't pinpoint. Maybe Todd, if you happen to watch them, you can help me ask a better question here. But were you ever worried in those games? Was there ever like a pivotal point that you can think back to where you're like, I might lose it all here, right now?
Well, I think like most, let's say, Protoss experts, when they're watching that, they know it can be. I'm not going to use one of the words that always gets used in Protoss Mirror, but it can be whimsical.
Whimsical.
So I planned out my strategies based on what I thought could happen. Every strategy has some kind of weakness. So let's say if you're going for Blink, right? You're going for like Blink, you can choose to get detection or you don't get detection. If you don't get detection, you're going to try to scout as quickly as possible with either probe, frontal pressure, hallucination scout, or mothership core. Each of those gives you information at a different time, but they all cost something. If you scout with mothership core, chances are big you're going to end up recalling, which means you don't have photon overcharge, which means the opponent knows you're probably not on a 1-gate expand, because if you were, you would need your photon overcharge. Also, you can get sniped along the way, or if you decide not to recall, you can get sniped on your way back. So, scouting with a probe costs some money too, right? If you scout with hallucination and your sentry has no energy and they come like 5 or 10 seconds later, they can also just walk up your ramp with impunity. So a lot of decisions I made, like I tried to go for like 80% wins with my strategies, and I was just hoping like the worst thing doesn't happen. In the first game, I went DT, proxy. So the worst thing that could happen is if he finds it, the proxy Dark Shrine, he didn't. So that was good. Then you can choose, do you warp in 1 DT or 2 DT? If you warp in 1 DT, it's the smallest investment, but you cannot hope to kill a robotics facility that's going up to get an observer out. So your only goal is some damage, keep them in the base a bit, and prepare whatever you transition into. If you make 2 DT, you can kill a robo if it's like 90% finished before the observer comes out, if they don't force field. So there's so many ifs, like if they force field you out, then you had rather gone after the probes. So lots of decisions, and it just ended up going well for me. And I think like people who play PvP or watch the matchup a lot, they know that also I had luck. In the second game on Whirlwind, I was hoping, like there were like 3 strats I'd rather not face with the opening I did. The worst, the second worst, and the third worst for me. And I think he did the third worst for me. And so I was thinking of going all in.
Make a ranking for those.
It goes to like 12. But anyway, this is one player on the ladder. His name is NRS Underdark. He's from Ukraine, and he always Phoenix all in on Whirlwind, and he loves to Phoenix all in a 1 gate expand, which MC did. And I was thinking, am I Underdark? Like, am I going to Phoenix all in him? And I was like, no, let's just play from behind, hope I can do some damage, and then kind of equalize if the game lasts longer. But again, I got really lucky that I was able to put a force field on his ramp and keep his entire anti-air out in his main base while I killed all the probes at the natural. So I really feel like luck was just on my side. And of course, I have huge respect for MC, and I would have been really sad if I lost, and I knew I could do it, but it wouldn't have been like so crazy if I lost to him.
The match against Nerchio today, focusing in on game 2, I just got to ask, what was up with the robotics bay that you proxied right outside of the Nerchio's natural? What was going on with that?
Just to the people that haven't seen it, and maybe you too, mOOnGLaDe, because you're in like some kind of crazy Martian time zone. I opened up with a gateway expand, right? He went 14-14, 14 gas, 14 pool, and he just made a lot of speed links and expanded much later. And I was trying to get my wall up, gateways on the low ground, but I started getting a pretty bad idea about it because he canceled the first pylon. Then he had a lot of links, and I was scrambling to try and hold on the top of my ramp, but he got in.
Right.
So I had to give up my second base, went to my main, made 4 gateways, and then I was like, well, let's just go. And I went. When I arrived, he had 3 spines finished and 2 more almost finished. So I was like, well, shucks, what do I do now? Opponent's on 2 base, I'm on 1, I made all these units, how am I going to get in? And I was like, shall I go to 1 base Tempest? I was like, no, that didn't work, I tried that on stream. Shall I go back home and expand? It's like, no, because he's on 2 base already and he's going to make Mutilisk, and I've been working off of 2 gases for such a long time. And I was thinking, shall I make hallucinated Archons? I saw Todd was doing that a lot against Thorzane. It looked pretty cool. And I didn't know, you can walk through your own force fields. It's awesome. You just walk with the Archons over, they don't break, and you walk through. But then I thought, well, the only way I'm going to get inside his base is if I make a robotics facility right outside his natural, make a war prism and elevator everything up. And I did that, and I killed the Spire, almost killed his lair, but I didn't have a contingency backup defense plan for my main base, so I lost a lot of probes. But I felt like it was still the best chance to try and get back in the game.
So going into game 3, where were your nerves at right there? I mean, you're a seasoned pro. You've been in countless finals for Warcraft 3, and some even in StarCraft 2 as well. Were you going into that game with, like, what was your mindset?
I always have interesting series with Nerchio, I think. And as long as I put him on silent mode, it's just the game. And So now there's that function in StarCraft. It's just like the game, right? How he plays the game, how I play the game. And I am having a lot of fun playing against him. And we've been playing against each other pretty much since I started playing StarCraft. And we've traded series pretty equally. So I have a lot of respect for his play. And I think he's a very good player. I don't think he's in his best shape right now. So that was working for me. And if I'm honest, yesterday when I was going to play MC, I felt even more pressure on me than usual because I felt the one that wins between us is going to go to Premier League, even though Nerchio is waiting there, right?
Yeah.
Because, I don't know where he's at in his life, but he has played better, right? Like he's gotten very good tournament placements before, and all of them were in Wings of Liberty, admittedly, but I believe skill does carry over if the motivation is there. So I was worried to face him, but luckily I also have some information about him, which helps me to tailor my strategies to his needs.
There you go. There you go. Let's mOOnGLaDe. First off, I just want to ask you, how do you feel about all this Protoss talk, man? Are you getting sick? Do you got to go take a shower after this so you feel better?
A shower might be needed, but it's very interesting to hear everyone's how they think about strategies in other matchups. And Protoss does seem interesting with the build orders and all that sort of fancy stuff. Coming as a Zerg user, I got like all ins, or I got like good macro and creep spread. So I don't know. It's different skill sets, I think.
Well, let's talk about some of your games this week over in the U.S. portion of the WCS event. So you started off the night going up against Crank, who ended up winning the group 2-0, 4-1. He ended up defeating you 2-1 in that, or 1-2 in that match. What was your overall feeling of that set?
Shame for the third game. I was
That's right.
great shame. I should have won that game very convincingly, but something in my mind broke, and I kind of decided to make roaches. And yeah, I should have made mutas, to be honest. And after that, I must admit, I was pretty tilted. I was kicking myself big time. I was just like, can't believe I lost that. But I was hoping that my backup plan was, I hope I get STC, and I hope I get APOC, so I can play some ZVTs, because I much prefer ZVT to ZVP. And thankfully that's what happened. And yeah, I played some pretty close calls, but I didn't feel like I was in a situation where I was going to lose either series, and I just played a strong macro game, and yeah, made it through.
What was the more stressful game for you, Apocalypse or the STC? Probably the STC, right?
STC for sure. Yeah, the third game was a long game, and it was pretty tight towards the end, but I still think I always traded really well, and I had really good engagements, and I still kept my economy at least even with him for most of the game, so I was never really like thinking I was going to lose.
So going into the playoffs, aka the round of 8 and onward, you and Snoot are the only two non-Koreans in that tournament.
Non-Americans too.
Non-Americans as well.
Yeah.
In the WCS America.
That's hard to forget.
What?
Guys, sorry to interrupt, but
No, it's fine.
did you see Liquid Heroes' interview on Team Liquid? It was like a transcript of the interview.
Yeah, I saw it.
Maybe you two haven't seen it. They were asking Hero, like, so this is WCS America, and you just took out the last 2 American players, Canadian and American. How do you feel about that? And like, more questions like that, right? And he said something like, well, yeah, I think it would be more ideal if it was just me as the lone Korean and the rest would be Americans. Like, well, duh. But but he also said, like, but they still have mOOnGLaDe and Snoot, right?
Yeah.
It's like missing the point that it's WCS America.
Yeah. I thought it was just funny.
It's almost
ahead.
like Hero was a troll, like all those people that always say USA Snoot, USA.
Yeah.
Oh, man. I thought it was just funny when he answered, like, yeah, I kind of wish this tournament was just me and then, all Americans, right? That'd be great. That'd be awesome. I was just like, what? Like, Hero, why would you? Of course you're gonna say that. Like, why wouldn't you want that? Why wouldn't you want that? But
That's so funny.
so
So
Moon,
noble.
yeah. MOOnGLaDe. I mean, you and Snoot. It kind
Yeah.
of a lot of pressure on you from, I guess, the foreigner community. I mean, is that pressure felt? Do you shrug that off at the end of the day, or how do you feel going in the playoffs?
No, I think it's the same as last time. It wasn't many foreigners in it to begin with. So I just really hope that we don't play each other, because that would be really bad. But no, I'm going into it. Yeah, I still feel the same. I feel like it's going to be hard, and I'm sure I'm going to play a Korean, and it'd be awesome to be the last foreigner left, and it'd be awesome to get to the finals, but I guess I'll just have to see who I get.
Which of the 8 players? I guess you still have Group D tonight, but which of the players that have qualified, or even someone in Group D, would you least want to play?
Least want to play?
Yeah, who are you most afraid of?
Probably Hero. He seems really good, and my ZVP isn't great. I really want to play a Terran, if anything, to be honest. Just keep that going. I feel pretty good against Terran these days.
I'm letting everyone have this GIF soak in of your hair whip, because this was beautifully timed. If you have not seen this yet, you can turn on the stream. Todd and Grubby, but
Yeah, Axel
But
Toss
you
was
can
telling
play-
me to do it.
You can only play versus Snoot or Hero or the first one of Group D, right?
Yeah. So either Holt or Ryung, or it's one of the Terran in there, I think.
Or like,
yeah.
it's gonna be a Terran because Violet's not doing. Yeah, so you're praying to get the guy from Group D, then I guess.
Yeah. Even though it'll be really hard, like any of those Terran players are really good, but
One chance out of 3.
yeah.
Yeah, and you're quite picky. You don't want Snoot, you don't want Hero, so you want to get the Terran. 33% chance.
Yeah.
Careful what you wish for.
Yeah, it could be my undoing if I get like Holt and he kicks my ass or something. We'll see. I'll be practicing hard this week.
Are you? Will you be tuning into the matches tonight at all, just to see who wins? I mean, obviously it's going to be a bunch of TVTs, so it'll probably be incredibly boring for you to watch.
Yeah, I might have a brief glance now and then, but I don't think I'll be sitting down for the whole thing.
But how much of Group C did you watch with the 3 Zergs, Suppy, Scarlet Revival, and then of course Hero last night?
I only got to saw the first series. I think it was Soppy vs Revival. Before I had to go to the Clarity House, and yeah, it was some pretty interesting ZVZs. Revival seems to really like the old Mass Roach, Mass Hydra sort of deal. So it's a bit random, but yeah, he's very good at it. It was a damn shame that Soppy ended up losing, not qualifying. He looked pretty crushed.
Yeah.
On that Team Liquid photo that you shared me.
Yeah.
But oh well, it was a tough group. It was a shame Scarlett didn't do better, but I know she was pretty sick. I had breakfast with her that morning, and yeah, she wasn't in the best shape.
How much? I mean, did you expect Suppy to make it through over Revival, in your opinion, MOOnGLaDe? Or did you expect Scarlet? I mean, I can't not mention her as well.
I honestly expected Scarlett, if either of them. I knew Suppy had a chance, but it always seemed like Revival was going to be stronger, and Hero seemed like a monster at the moment after all these like Pro League results of lately. So yeah, I was hoping they'd do better, but oh well.
There's the photo of Suppy being quite crushed. Todd and Grubby, does it surprise you at all to see Hero just kind of destroy that group and move on without really much trouble at all?
Well, I'm not surprised that he won the group, but I did think Scarlet would give him a lot more trouble. Suppy, maybe not so much. I think maybe it's not necessarily Suppy's best matchup, but I really expected Scarlet to play a bit better. And when I saw her play, I didn't know yet from MOOnGLaDe now that she was sick, but it did look a bit like it wasn't 100%, which is a pity, of course. I guess she's not too used to flying in and then immediately playing yet, for all her experience in WCS America last year and playing in Korea, but usually she's in the region already that she plays in. So this maybe a little bit new experience for her, and jet lag or different food can have an effect on anyone. So that was a pity. But what I was really impressed about is the manner in which Hero won. Like, he was always a beautiful player, not just a beautiful man, but a beautiful player. Or so I've heard say. But it was always like very standing up on the edge of a cliff kind of thing, if I may quote Lord of the Rings here. Like War Prism here, War Prism there, but he looked really cool. And when I was watching it, I felt like I was like looking through magical goggles. Like, it didn't look like a normal type of play for Protoss to play. It was very mind expanding, so to say. So I'm definitely gonna look back at those games again. Very impressive.
What did you think of Heroes play, Todd?
I'm not going to pretend I saw the games because I didn't.
Okay.
But
I know you were practicing really hard, so I wasn't sure if I should throw that question to you, but I'm sure you can speak on it.
I wasn't surprised by the result. I mean, Hero is practicing for Pro League. He probably has an insane practice regime. And remember, his dream is to be in a tournament with only Americans, and him being the only Korean. So it only makes sense that now he would beat both of them in his group. So yeah, I wasn't surprised. And hearing Grubby speak so highly of Hero in those games makes me regret that. And I'm sure I will be checking out the VODs later.
Well, let's kind of jump back over to Europe and looking forward. You guys were talking a little bit about who you could potentially play and kind of the racial distribution moving into Premier. So can you continue that conversation or have it again? Because you can't have it again. You don't want to talk strats? Can't reveal that info?
No, I was just looking at the Liquipedia page for the Challenger League, and it just struck me. And I'm not looking for too much meaning in here, but it just struck me that Todd and I and MC were the only three Protoss that won a series against the non-Protoss. Namely Todd beating Thorzane and Slivko, and I beat Dark Hydra and Nerchio, and MC beat Sortov. But for the rest, the Protoss did poorly or less well than expected. And I think Protoss is pretty strong right now, all things considering. And there's also still more to discover and improve. And it's not like hitting a wall like we hit a wall against Broodlord Infestor, because it was just theoretically impossible. Like, there's so much still to discover. But I think it's just like an epidemic, just like a flu epidemic. Suddenly everyone is sick in the house, and you also have flows of the strategies of the metagame where a race is sick for a week or two, but it's nothing to be concerned about. You don't have to go to the doctor, and you don't have to, say that we're all dying or anything like that. Just, we did poorly now, but sometimes you need, even as a let's say as a global race, you need a kick in the butt to start thinking for some other ways to do things. And I think the game is in a very good place right now, all things considering. But it was funny that like so many Protoss in Challenger League, but no one made it. So that makes Todd and me also the only two Protoss that made it. It's kind of funny.
Did you see Blink's last tweet?
Whose?
Blink.
Oh, Blink.
He tweeted that there is 18 Protoss in Challenger League group stage right now.
Yeah, and he loves
So,
PvP.
it's gonna be
so he's so happy with it.
He does?
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, it's going to be so much PvPs. Do you know how many players there is exactly? Because 18 is a lot. Is it more than half?
Is it 48? Is that? No, that might be.
It's a group stage, and if it's anything like GSL, it's like 4 groups of 6 or 6 groups of 4, something like that. 24.
Oh,
Could
it's
that
not
be
like
it?
that, I think.
No,
I
maybe
can
not.
look it up on Liquipedia. I was just showing the tweet real quick.
Maybe it's 32. Because when you think about it, we had 40 in Challenger League, and 8
Chat
made it.
saying 32, so.
So 40 minus 8 is... Wait, let me open calculator. 8.
It's 8 groups of 4, yeah. It's 8 groups of 4. Wikipedia has it.
Yeah, it's 32.
Never do math on stream, Grubby.
I'm joking.
I thought I taught you that
You
as a
didn't say if you
commentator,
opened the
Grubby. Never
calculator.
do math on stream.
I opened it just to do the theater, but I didn't use it. I promise.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Wow.
Um,
So it's more than half. That's pretty insane.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
true.
32 is more than half of 40. That's right.
Wow.
Oh, you mean the
Okay.
Protoss is more than half. That's what you meant, right?
So confident. Yes.
That's true.
I did not even see that Tefl ended up defeating Naniwa 2-0. Was that? Did you guys happen to catch that match? Or
Oh.
I caught the BM on Twitter and Reddit, but I
You
didn't
drama
actually.
well, I mean, you go to Reddit,
What do you
of
look
course
for
you're gonna
posts?
get the BM and not the actual results, right? But
Well,
what happened there? How did I not notice that?
mOOnGLaDe wakes up, he's like, turns on the stream. Oh, this is a pretty cool game. Clicks the screamer away, checks Twitter. Oh, drama! Gets a coffee.
Well, no, it's funny, man. I'm sorry.
Apparently, reading what Naniwa wrote, I guess he played greedy and got punished for it.
Can you
Yeah,
link
it
that,
seems
Todd?
like that.
That's what he wrote.
Can you link what he wrote so I can show that on stream? Because I did not know about this. Did this happen today or when did this go
Yeah,
on?
it happened just before.
Oh, it was the last match that they showed then, I guess, on WCS, because I did not.
Oh, but there was lots of streams. It was. I'm not sure which one it was shown. I link you the screenshot. Be careful. It's very low quality.
Okay.
Prepare yourself.
I'll be careful, Todd. Thank you for the warning.
Be careful, man.
What is FDGO HF?
That is Swedish for good game, good luck, and have fun in the next round, obviously.
Okay, he told
no
that
doubt.
one.
No doubt.
So yeah, he says, oh my God, why am I playing greedy versus the worst player on earth? And then
It's not very nice.
good game,
I think
good luck,
that's
have fun.
hyperbole.
You think that's what?
Hyperbole. I
Yeah.
don't think Tefl is the worst player on earth. I know someone who's worse.
Hyperbole.
Hyperbole.
Who?
Actually, a lot of people. Tefl's actually pretty good, but he plays different.
Did not even know that happened. Did you happen to watch the games at all? What is this of, Todd? Do I dare open this? Oh, Jesus.
No one saw the
Yeah.
He
that's
continues
the other
on.
thing.
Jesus.
Yeah. Hey, you know what's funny? This is a screenshot.
Look at
that
mOOnGLaDe. He's so happy.
This is a screenshot Nerchio made, and he's using mature language filter.
Is he?
What?
Wow.
Why? Why is
I
someone
didn't know
like
Nerchio had a soft heart like that.
It's like Nerchio says something nasty, but someone says something back, and he's like,
See, you thought that mOOnGLaDe was the drama whore, but it's actually Todd because he just fed me like 3 screenshots instantly when we brought up this drama.
Yeah, we went looking for.
Yeah,
the
look at
movement
mOOnGLaDe. He's
animation.
never been this happy.
It's just so funny. I'm sorry.
Oh my God. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't even know if, like, I'm not surprised. Like, it happens. It's Naniwal. It's what he does.
It's not anymore.
Does that mean that, does he go to up and downs now, or where does he go in that format?
Yeah.
It's up and downs?
He's one of the 18 Protoses in the up and downs, and
Ah.
I think I'm not sure I understood this right, but it's 8 groups of 4, and in each group, I thought I saw that it's the first 2 players that move on to Premier, and then the third player stays in Challenger, and the 4th is out of it. So
Yeah.
it's not
Brutal.
as I'm not sure how to say this, but it's more forgiving than the Korean up and downs, where you have 6 players, and like I think it was like only 1 or 2 that go up to Codes, and they were like 10 times better than everybody else in the world.
yeah, it's definitely more forgiving. Like, I spoke to a few different players, like Wellmoo and some others, and everyone talks about the Challenger League because it's kind of new, and WCS system in general. And it seems like the consensus is a little bit of a strange system, but definitely not bad. Because which player would complain of having, a second chance, as you will? So I think it's a nice system. There's plenty of chance for people to get in, and also it's not like one strike out. And the funny thing, which is why people think it's weird, is because like if you lose in first round or second or third of Challenger League, everyone gets thrown into the same phase, the up and downs in Europe,
Yeah.
if you will, and have the same chances. Like it's not like one of them starts with 1-0 or something like that. So that is the weird thing, but it's not completely meaningless whether you make it to round 1, 2, or 3. First of all, you are trying to make it all the way to the 8 people that directly qualify, so there's that incentive. It's not meaningless. But also, there's a prize money difference if you lose in the first, second, or third round, like $100, some WCS points. So I think they identified that they have, this system that people may think it's weird that everyone gets thrown on the same heap, and they created a prize money difference and incentive. And even though $100 is not a lot, it's still, cool to be rewarded. At least that you say, well, I got to the third round or the second round, so you get some points, some money, and you get a second chance. Who could complain about that?
It's definitely true. It's definitely true.
Anyone?
Todd, do you want to complain about that? Here's your shoebox, man. You can stand on it if you'd like.
You know who should complain? The guy who loses in the last match, because they have no advantage from making it like very far compared to the players who lost in the first round.
They have
So
more money.
yeah, but it's not much. It's like $100, $200, $300.
Yeah, it's something.
Yeah. I want big money, man. You live in a big house. You should know.
Keep winning then.
It's true. Just keep winning. Just keep winning. Well, I think we'll go ahead and take the break, and then we'll come back. And I don't know if you guys watched all of the WCS Korea matches, but I do want to touch on that a little bit and talk about the round of 8. And then there's some other some small tidbits that happened earlier today, but we'll get to that right after the break. So we will be right back with more State of the Game right after this. Do not go anywhere. We'll see you guys then.